like to thank you for your presentation. Because for several reasons. It's confirmed for me the concerns I've had all along, which are that you're releasing very selective information, that you've been able to pay the right people in the right places of government, universities, professors, faculties, departments, by the right scientists who will deliver your company the right message. I've also heard very clearly that you cannot make any guarantee, you cannot prove, you cannot guarantee beyond a reasonable doubt that there will not be irreversible environmental damage to the lands where drilling occurs. And so my question comes back to your equation there about the R squared over the assets equals value. On the point of the value, first of all, I've also, it's been confirmed for me in your presentation that the real value that your drilling activities would create is for people that don't live here. You talk about the money that would circulate through the province. Well, that's not even a fraction of 1% of the wealth that would be created for people that will never be in New Brunswick. They're your shareholders, they're your other business stakeholders. And the problem is that this whole activity, which your company proposes to do here, will generate short-term gains for people that don't have to face the long-term consequences of those drilling activities. And so there are long-term consequences that you have stated you don't know what they are. You cannot, beyond a reasonable doubt, prove that there will not be harmful long-term consequences. And so your company, SWN, and I want to thank you for the very courteous and informative way that you've represented SWN. Your company is in this for short-term profit. You're not here out of charity. You're not here out of concern for the common welfare. You're here for profit. And you're proposing to conduct activities whose long-term consequences your corporation will not have to face. The politicians that allow you to conduct these activities will not have to face because they will no longer be in office 10 years from now. The corporation does not have to reside here 10 years from now. The stakeholders and shareholders do not have to reside here 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now. My children do need to reside here. Our children down to the 7th generation and beyond need to reside here. And so I want to come to the R squared in your equation and ask you if you have considered that the right thing for the right people to do would be for SWN to leave the Wolastoqiyik territory of the Wolastoqiyik First Nation, leave the province of New Brunswick, and leave the nation of Canada never to return. Because as far as I'm concerned, based on your presentation and all the information that I've gathered from hydrologists, I would like to point out, you're feeding us science that you've paid for. You've bought that science. That's not independent science. That is science that has joined and agreed to the terms of your short-term interest to turn a profit. That is not independent science. So I want to come back to my question. Have you considered that the right thing for your company, which is the right people, and all the other companies that propose to do hydraulic fracking, is to leave this territory, leave this province, leave this nation, and never return? Because that is my sincere hope. Okay?